happening, people? Welcome back to my channel. You already know what it is. Big up to everyone locked in on this absolutely baking Monday here in the UK. Big up to everyone locked in. Be sure to hit the like button, guys, and be sure to subscribe. I hope you lot are having a good Monday. It is a good Monday because we're probably going to get a double announcement in the next, 24 hours. I'm actually hoping it's today, given the fact that the Premier League starts on Friday. I'm hoping we get a little announcement today for Nazir Mazraoui and Matthias de Ligt. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got to talk about some departures. We got to talk about some kit announcements. And we're also going to briefly touch on some little pieces and puzzles that are moving around in the Premier League, not essentially related to Manchester United, but it kind of is, because if our opponents are strengthening or weakening, then we kind of need to keep an eye on that. Big up to everyone locked in. Like I said, be sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe. Let me know how your day's going. I hope you are having a good day. It is 33 degrees here in the UK today. 33 degrees. You know what that means, guys? Do you know how hot it is in my HQ right now? It's 30 degrees. Let me show you, lot. It is literally, can you not see? It's 30 degrees in my HQ right now, but I'm still here with the lights on, with the camera on, with all my equipment on, ready to stream, because the content has to keep contenting. So big up to everyone. Hit the like button and be sure to subscribe. It's the road to 6K. 6K, we ain't too far off, guys. We are not that far off from 6K. I think it's like maybe less than 500. Do you have a fan blasting or not? I do, but I have it on the lowest level. Because if I put it on the highest level, I think you lot will be able to hear it. So I've got it on the lowest level right now. Damn. Okay, now I put it on the highest level by accident. Yeah, I put it back on the lowest. I put it back on the lowest. Love the jersey. Come on, man. This is my favorite jersey of all time. Yes, it's my favorite jersey of all time. I actually feel disgraceful complaining about the weather, given the fact that I'm from a country that has hot climate, but also there's people out there living in 50-something degrees right now. There are people in the Middle East. There is people in certain places in America, like Arizona, etc., where it is baking. And I'm here complaining about a light 31, 32 degrees. But you lot know the UK, when it's hot like this, is not nice. I like a 24 degrees, 23 degrees with a light breeze. That's the kind of stuff I like. But big up to everyone. Be sure to hit the like button, guys. Be sure to subscribe. We've got some stuff to talk about today. Jadon Sancho is no longer a target for PSG. He's no longer a target. Why? Because they have won the race to sign Desire Doué, which looks like potentially he could stay at Man United. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about reportedly coming out now, just from Sky Sports, by the way, that Manchester United are looking at Dominic Calvert-Lewin as a striker option. Everton could be willing to sell him for about 10 to 15 million. I think that's about 15 million too much. I'd take him on a free, but not for 15 million. So we're going to talk about that, of course. We're going to talk about Scott McTominay's potential departure from Manchester United. It might not be Fulham, but there are other clubs interested, and 3 players on the transfer list for Manchester United, which is Victor Lindelof, Facundo Pellistri, and Hannibal Mejbri. Where could they end up? How much can Man United get for them? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the midfield situation for Manchester United, as Sanderberg and Fofana are looking like the likely targets for Manchester United. And we're going to see some other stuff. We've got a lot to talk about. So let's get into it. Let's get into it, guys. Be sure to hit the like button, like I said, and be sure to subscribe. Let's start with non-Man United. But still, man, it's still like, rivals weakening. Are they strengthening? We don't know. But £82 million for Julian Alvarez, officially announced by Atletico Madrid as a Atletico player. They are, of course, now as well targeting Conor Gallagher. I think that move is kind of on the brink of collapsing, depending on what happens with Chelsea. But he's officially been announced as an Atletico player. What do you lot think that means for Manchester City? Do you think that in a way causes a hindrance to Manchester City? Now, of course, I don't doubt that they're going to go out and probably reinvest that money, especially with people like Kevin De Bruyne linked to potentially leaving at the end of the season, Edison linked to possibly going to the Saudi League next season as well. Of course, I think Man City might be approaching the next couple of years a phase where they're going to have to start bringing in new players. Julian Alvarez, I think, will be a big miss for him, for Pep in particular, just because of the different dynamic that he brings off the bench and the different type of forward that he is in comparison to a Erling Haaland. But I understand also, I actually kind of rate him a little bit for leaving because he wants to play first team consistently. But for 82 million, guys, 82 million, that's a big price. That's a big, big price tag for him to live up to. The last time I saw a Sky Sports thing that said that he is actually the fourth most expensive player to be sold from the Premier League. Can you guys believe that? The fourth most expensive player to be sold from the Premier League. I think top was Coutinho. After that, I can't actually remember who 2 and 3 was, but I remember 5 was Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo, when he left Manchester United, went for like what? They said it was about 80 million. And that's like 2009. And that's Cristiano Ronaldo. He was becoming the best player in the world at that time. His level of football was ridiculous. So it just shows you also inflation. And it shows you how the football market just kind of changes. Man City slipping away. You love to see it. Listen, I hope this is the beginning of the downfall for City. 115 charges, of course, is still in and around there. Then you've got players slowly starting to leave. You've got Pep potentially saying that he's going to leave in the next possibly 2 years after his contract's done. It could be the beginning of the end for Manchester City. And you know what, guys? You know what? Harry Kane, Harry Kane was another one. I think he was the second most expensive player. Football is in errors. Similar to basketball, there's, every 10 years, there's a dynasty that dominates. Yeah. And I'm just hoping that this is the end, the beginning of the end for Manchester City. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking for. Of course, with that 115 charges as well. And of course, with Pep leaving as well. And Kevin De Bruyne pissing off to Saudi Arabia. Another thing happening in the Premier League. Pedro Neto was announced as a Chelsea player. Guys, I don't know. Is it just me that thinks Chelsea go from a here we go to an announcement so quickly? Like we saw this announcement, like this news about what, Thursday, I think, or Friday. And within a few days, he's announced holding up his shirt. I thought, you know what it is, yeah? Because when you see Fabrizio, here we goes, it does take a bit of time. Julian Alvarez, that here we go was about a week and a bit ago from actually moving and being announced. This is Chelsea's 35th signing, guys, since Todd Boehly joined. Not in the last decade, but since Todd Boehly took over, which is what, 3 years? This is Chelsea's 35th signing. Should we put it in some context, guys? 35 signings ago. I couldn't even tell you who Chelsea signed 35 signings ago. I couldn't tell you who was the first signing under Todd Boehly. Yeah, I don't know who the first signing was for Todd Boehly, but I will tell you who Man United signed 35 signings ago. Bastian Schweinsteiger. Do you know how long ago that was, guys? That's nearly 10 years ago. That is, I don't know, man. It's going to be very interesting to see, by the way. Chelsea's going to be a very interesting team to see. New coach, new system. They're shunning out certain players like Trevor Chalobah, trying to get Conor Gallagher out, Broha as well. Raheem Sterling, reportedly, they're willing to listen to offers for him. And now they've had a collapse of a transfer. The player from Atletico, they were meant to sign the striker. And reportedly now, they are in talks with Atletico for João Felix. I just don't get it. Their problem will be selling those they've brought on lifetime contracts. Yeah, they're giving them mad contracts. Lol, they don't do negotiations, just straight. You want to play for Chelsea? Yeah, okay, sign here. You tell us what you want. The player makes the wages demands, and they just accept it. Chelsea are nuts. How do they do it? I actually don't know. Guys, they want to have João Felix, they want to have Cole Palmer, Nkunku, Raheem Sterling, and Victor Osimhen up top. I just don't get it. But it's nice to see what other teams are doing in and around the transfer window. But let's quickly start with Man United. We got some Man United stuff to talk about, and there's a lot of it's some light-hearted stuff today. And we're gonna start with the release of the third kit. Big up to Cara, says just subscribed. I'm watching you. Big up. Welcome to the community. What do you lot make of the third kit, guys? What do you lot make? Because I'm not joking, guys. I think Adidas went 3 for 3 this year. I think Adidas went 3 for 3 for Manchester United's kits this season. And this is coming from 2 seasons ago when we had a kit that looked like a highlighter. Remember that? Yeah, what was it? Yellowy, greeny kit? All I remember is getting slapped up at Brentford with that kit on. That's all I remember. I like this kit. I like the goalkeeper kit. I don't know if you've seen, but it's a black kit. Looks like the Egyptian flag. Bro, when I first saw it, I thought it was looking a bit Iraq. It was looking a bit Yemen. It was looking a bit Egypt. It's crazy how online people associate this flag with Man United when it's actually the Yemen flag that people use. And also, I think the second, for me, this kit is my favorite. This kit is my favorite one. It's easily my favorite one. But I think they went 3 for 3 with the kits this year. Big up to Saeed in the chat, says, Man United are cooking, believe. Bro, were you not cooking Ineos the other day for moving slow? It's nice, but I'm boycotting Adidas. I hear it, bro. I hear it. Best third kit I've seen. I might even buy it. You know what's jokes? I went to the game on Saturday and I saw people wearing this kit. Do you know how many people I saw wearing this kit at the Man United game? Obviously, they got it. It's not authentic. They didn't buy it from Adidas or Man United store. But for me, it's like, how are you wearing a kit that ain't even dropped yet to a game? And there was obviously people from Adidas at the game. So they're just laughing because they're like, the kit hasn't even been released and people are out and about wearing it already. But I like it. They went 3 for 3 with the kit. Even the Real Madrid kit, the Arsenal kit, they did like the 5 teams that they launched together today was really nice. The last time I liked a kit this much, like the blue kit that I like. Listen, one thing I will say is Man United and blue kits, they go together like this. AIG, beautiful blue kit. The Aeon one with the marks like this, nice kit. But this blue kit is a lovely one. The last time I liked a kit this much, I actually think it was the pink kit that we had that year that we beat PSG in the Champions League. When was that? 2019? That was probably the last time I liked alternative or away kit as much as I do now. But I don't know, man. I like it. I like it. But a lot of you lot saying you like it as well. Where is Mizraoui from? He's Moroccan. Mizraoui is Moroccan. Loving the third kit. The colours are not my cup of tea. I think it's just these are the 3 United colours. Red, white, black. I don't know. The devil emblem is a bit scary. That emblem, if they just cover it up a little, it's too big. I can't, like, it's too big. But I like the I can't remember what that Adidas logo is called, but that Adidas logo, I like it. I like that Adidas logo. I like it more than the 3 stripes. Low key, I think Nike used to make amazing kits for Man United, but for now, I will have to accept what they give us. And also, they dropped the nice goalkeeper kit as well. The goalkeeper kit is all black. It's all black. So that's also nice as well. Some news. 2 Manchester United players have been shortlisted for the PFA Young Player of the Year award. Now, I think Cole Palmer is going to win it. I think Cole Palmer is going to win it, given the season that he had. I think if Bukayo Saka wins it, that's just PR at this point. But honestly, for 2 Man United players to be nominated, 2 young players, it just shows you that the young core at United is cooking. After this season, we might have 3 players. We might have 3 young players that are nominated for Young Player of the Year award. Very much well deserved for me for Kobbie Mainoo. Also, given the fact, guys, Kobbie Mainoo gave all these guys a head start. His season started in November. His season started end of October, beginning of November. Wait, actually, I think it was actually like mid-November. I think it was mid-November that his season started when he came back against Everton. So he gave these men a couple months head start. But good on them. Big up to Garnacho and obviously big up to Kobbie. And just some news as well for the women's side of it. The women's side of it, 2 Man United players have been nominated. One of them was on loan at Spurs. So I'm not going to be shameless and say, you know, she achieved it while she's at United. But she's back at Man United now and she's about to cook. She's about to cook. Grace Clinton on loan at Spurs. Phenomenal season. I actually think she deserves to win it. Like, bias aside, I think she deserves to win it. I think Lauren James might get it just because the Lauren James PR is heavy in the WSL. And Maya Letitia, Manchester United's rock solid centre back. Also nominated for PFA Young Player of the Year award. So if I'm gonna big up the girls, if I'm gonna big up the boys, I'm gonna have to big up the girls as well. Is that Matt Letitia's daughter? No, no, it's not. People always seem to think it is. This clip up and running. Just give me a second, guys. Brother. All right. Can y'all see? Who's that coming to Carrington this morning? And look at him and his agent. Can I just say, guys, can I just say, by the way, I love trainers. I love shoes. I love kicks. Yeah. If you lot don't know, whenever I do like a day in the life on TikTok, wherever, I always do a crep check. These two guys, the shoes that they're wearing, they mean business. They absolutely, the Travis Scott lows, the reverse mockers. Yeah. Nazir Mazraoui means boy. Here they are, arriving at the airport in Munich to fly out to Carrington. They've already finished their medical, reportedly, and are set to do their media duties throughout the afternoon. So we could get an announcement at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. But here he is with his agent. Big up to his agent. I think his agent is Moroccan as well. And they're here. They arrived ready to get it cracking. And Matthijs de Ligt was also not that far behind. There's another clip of Matthijs de Ligt as well, arriving at the airport. They flew in together. And I think when he was walking in, Matthijs de Ligt was like, Nazir is waiting for me. He couldn't stop to talk to media because he was like, Nazir is waiting for me. He's waiting for me. So obviously Nazir Mazraoui got there ahead of him. I hope he weren't driving after he crashed the other day. I hope he was not driving. But let's get into the transfer talk. And let's start with this news here that has come out literally in the last 10 or so minutes. From Sky Sports that Dominic Calvert-Lewin is one of the number of forwards that Manchester United have discussed internally for this transfer window. As it stands, it's not a priority, and Man United are unlikely to reinforce in that area unless there are sales. Now, as well as that, just to quickly touch on that, Manchester United have also decided to keep Ethan Wheatley this season until at least January, so that he can be some depth up front. Now, we've already seen a little bit of Ethan Wheatley. I wouldn't say he's completely first team ready, but in a game where you might just, need to take off Xerxes and you might need to take off Højlund or whatever, you just put him on up front to see the game out. Excuse me. Well-deserved youngster. He's been working hard. Listen, if you lot watch United View during pre-season tour, you'll see like he's working hard. He is working hard, this kid. Man United reportedly were exploring to send him out on loan, but Erik ten Hag has decided to retain his services at least until January, when they will be able to reassess it. Now, including Ethan Wheatley, he is in the squad. I think he's in the squad to be submitted to the FA for the Premier League. Harry Amas will be as well, and Toby Collier. I think that's going to be the 3 players from the academy that will likely be part of the 20-something. What is it, 26-man? The 26-man squad. I think it's 33 players, and then it gets trimmed down to 26. So the 26-man squad that gets submitted to the Premier League, which for me is all 3 players definitely rightly deserved. How old is Ethan Wheatley? He is 18 years old, still a very young player. He's 18 years old. Has made quite a few appearances for Manchester United. I think he's got like 3 appearances. And he's born and raised, of course, in Stockport. So he himself, just like Kobbie Mainoo, they got a bit in common. Does that mean January new striker signing incoming? I think it depends on where United will be financially in January. I think that's what is the most important thing. I think when you think of the past couple windows for Manchester United, they've been fighting to get signings in January, but it's been impossible. Only loan signings in Erik ten Hag's first season in the January window, and then last season, no one in the January window. So I think you know what we'll do? At the end of the transfer window, we'll come back and assess and see where Man United are financially and see if they will be able to get a player, which I think they will be, because I think they've now got the right people in place. To be, fully ready for the January window, in my personal opinion. It's going to be very interesting. Minna, you got water there? Yeah, man, I got water. I literally put a ton of water in my fridge today. I'd love Wheatley to go out on loan and get some more experience. So would I too, especially because you know what? I feel like with Erik ten Hag, I think his pathway from academy to first team, there's like a set player each season. I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory, but I feel like it's a set player every season. I think in the first season we saw it was Garnacho. Garnacho had made his debut under Rangnick before, but Erik ten Hag had that, pathway for him, slowly coming off the bench, being integrated into the first team, and then a starter in his second season. Kobbie Mainoo, next player. So I think this season there will be a player that comes through the academy. I don't think it's Ethan Wheatley that's going to have a big role in the first team. And I agree, him going out on loan would be amazing for him to develop. I think him going to a championship team would be perfect. It would be perfect, especially if it's a championship team that has a class striker up front for him to learn from. But I think it's going to be Toby Collier or Harry Amas that's going to be the player that comes through. I'm leaning more towards Toby, but that's not me suggesting that Harry Amas is not a good player. I did a video on it. If you go to my videos on my channel, you'll see I did a video about Toby Collier and why he will be the next one up. Harry Amas, I think his situation will be circumstantial. And what I mean by circumstantial is I think if there's no Luke Shaw and there's no Tyrell Malacia and there's no Nazir Mizraoui, I think Harry Amas will play. But quickly, let's go back to this Calvert Lewin situation. Of course, if you lot don't know, reportedly Everton are set to have another deduction. I don't know. And the thing is, it's not even big financial rules that they're breaking. It's 6.5 million reportedly. That's the breach. That's the value of the breach that they've made. 6.5 million is not a lot in football terms, guys. In football, in the context of financial accounting for football, 6.5 is not. But obviously, the FA and whatnot feel like it's material enough. Now, I'm not gonna lie, these men are getting. You have to take into consideration the owners that they have, guys. I actually feel sorry for Everton. I feel sorry for them. Of course, they were, holding out for Jared Brantwaite. They don't, by the way, this point deduction doesn't require them to sell Jared Brantwaite. They could possibly sell someone like Calvert Lewin and it will balance out because Calvert Lewin would be able to go for 10, 15 million at best. But I'm sorry, the owners that they have is really harsh. It's really, really harsh. They have owners that don't care about them. And I'm scared that, again, as a football fan, I wouldn't want to see another team collapse in the way that Reading has, in the way that, Bolton ended up going ridiculous, Portsmouth, etc. I wouldn't want that to happen to Everton. So for me, with their owners, it has to get to a point where the FA or someone has to intervene. And of course, they've got big financial problems as well because of it. You lot are saying, hold that. That's a bit harsh. Meanwhile, City can shout out to City's owners, innit? Shout out to Abu Dhabi. Shout out to the owners in Abu Dhabi because they fully can create a new business out of thin air and say they are a marketing company and come in and say they're going to sponsor Manchester City when we know damn well Sheikh Zayed owns that company. But they're going to get investigated. At the end of the day. I think you have to be a firm believer, guys, in karma. It's going to come back to you. Let's look at this, guys. Let's look at this interesting graphic that I saw today. This is all the former Ajax players that Manchester United have brought or are buying. Or former Ajax players that Man United are buying or have brought. This is interesting. This is very interesting because this is more than 1/3 of the budget that United have spent. That 95 for me is mental. 100 million between De Ligt and Onana. Nearly 100 million basically on Anthony. And then about a good 70 something. Let's say 75 million on Licha and Mizraoui. So basically, nearly 300 million. Nearly 300 million on form. Of course, I'm rounding it up, guys. I know I'm rounding it up because I can't be bothered to go on the calculator and add up all of that. But it's roughly just under 300 million euros spent. United have spent over 500 million euros. So context, it's over 1/3. It's over 1/3 of our budget that we've spent in the last 3 summer windows. I hope if Erik ten Hag goes 4 out of 5 for these, i.e. 4 of these signings out of 5 are a success, I'll be happy with that. Lord, now we bought Anthony for 95 million. I can't believe it. I still can't believe it. I still cannot believe we spent 95 million on a guy that the manager has now realized he doesn't really want to play him. He doesn't want to play him. He couldn't even get poverty minutes in the Community Shield, guys. He didn't even get I think that says a lot. The top row are all overpriced, some more than others. 100%. It kind of shows you also the difference in business, guys. It shows you the difference in business, the difference in what having footballing structure does. Not that I'm saying, I think Nazim Mazraoui, by the way, 20 million is effing good business. I think it is very, and I think people are counting De Ligt and Mazraoui out. I'm not gonna lie, De Ligt wasn't my first choice. He wasn't my first choice, not for that price tag either. Not for that price tag. But from a PSR perspective, if Man United were able to negotiate 3-year payments, alright, cool. It will work in our favour next summer transfer window when Manchester United are in a better place FFP-wise. I'm not going to lie, guys. You lot can go back and look at my old videos. I said De Ligt was not my preference. But I will wholeheartedly back him. And I think he was good enough out of that shortlist we had. And I'm including players like Todibo, Jared Brantwaite, Lenny Yoro that United obviously ended up signing, and Matthias de Ligt. But for me, Nazim Mazraoui is flipping good business. And everyone's, and you know what's annoying is the way that people just, they just want to shit on United fans. People want to shit on United fans, excuse my language, and just be like, oh, you spent 20 million on it, on a former Ajax player. Oh, you spent 20 million on it. Versatility. Can play left back, right back. Can even play CDM. Is phenomenal going forward. Is quick. Is good at tracking back. Can read the game well. Everything you would want your fullback to do. It's just a coincidence that he played for Ajax and he played for Erik ten Hag. What is a little funny with De Ligt and Xerxes fee split over 3 years, so combine 30 million, add Euro, and Mo, that is 100 million. That is the price of Anthony. That's true. That is true. That is actually crazy. You know what's funny is if you add, who should we add together? If you were to add someone like the fact that we brought 2 defenders for the price less than Anthony. He's all right. Phenomenal is me being too nice. Okay, you caught me. Arrest me. You caught me. I'm being biased. I am being biased. Go on. Lock me up. You can't stop me. I'm going to be shameless and I'm going to be very, very biased. I see no fault with it. I see no fault with it as well. I'm going to be biased, guys. And you cannot stop me. Oh, no. Take me away. I think it's good business. Brantwaite price is De Ligt and Mazraoui combined. Good business. It's even, I think, even less than that. I think Brantwaite was 75 million pounds. So that was about 90. I think that's about 87 million euros. So they are actually even less than that. Big up to OJ says he's class going forward, both-footed, skillful, is a problem solver and doesn't shy away from taking on his man. Mazraoui will be class, I believe. So do I. I believe he will be good. I think he will come good. I think, you know what? For the first time, guys, I feel optimistic. I feel excited to watch Manchester United. I actually can't wait for Friday. 2 weeks ago, I was saying, no, I don't want 16th of August to come here anytime soon. Now I'm like, bring on 16th of August. Bring on the 16th of August. I'm ready to watch Man United play. I'm ready to come back here 10 p.m. Friday night and talk about the game. We're going to bring it back, guys, what we learned. I don't know if you guys remember, if you're new to the channel, after every game last season, I used to do a what we learned stream where we count 3 things we learned, 4 things we learned, 5 things we learned from the 90 minutes or so of football for Manchester United. So I might bring that back, or maybe I might look at something else. I might look to do something else. Maybe I'll do like a 5-minute video. I don't know if a video or a stream is better after a game. I like to do both. Mina, I like your sense of humor today. I'm in a good mood. I don't know why today I'm in a good mood, even though it's just the weather is pissing me off, guys. The humidity in my studio right now is killing me, guys. Where can I buy that shirt you're wearing? I got it from a page on Instagram. They called FC Palestina. Let me see. Yeah, this is what their name is on Instagram. If you can see, I hope you can see. There you go. That's their name on Instagram, FC Palestina. I don't know if they still sell it. Sorry. Because I remember they shut down the business because people were selling like reps of the shirt. But I got it from there like a year ago or something for like £40. An amazing shirt. This is easily one of my favorite shirts. Free Palestine, always. Let me see what you lot are saying in the chat. Xerxes, Euro, Dalit Mizraoui, this is a really good window so far. Just need to take off that midfield because it is stressing me out. Let's get to the midfield. Let's get to talking about the midfield. Because it's right here. This is the guy I want, guys, personally. This guy is the one that I want. But I don't want him by himself. I want him with two players. I want him to come in with two players. Now, again, coming from Sky Sports earlier this afternoon was that Manchester United are still looking and still working on potential arrivals in midfield. Talks are continuing with Burnley over the signing of Sanderberg, and dialogue also remains with Monaco over Yusuf Fofana. So this is my suggestion, guys. This is my suggestion. I think United's getting both. I think we are getting both for 55 million. We are getting both for we're getting both for 40 million. We're going to get both for 40 million. Fofana's price tag is about 30 million euros. That's about 21 million pounds. That's the price tag that Monaco have for him. But at the end of the day, they're going to lose him on a free. So money's money, whatever they're able to get. And reportedly, Burnley are looking in and around that price tag of, I think, 25 to 30 million, which I think United can negotiate. I definitely think Manchester United can negotiate. I do think because of the news, I think unless we get blindsided by, United going in for Zubimendi or United going back for Ugarte and paying the price tag, I think if we get blindsided with news, that is a possibility. But I think with what is, the news out there right now, it's going to be one of these or maybe even both. Or if United do get one of these, they could end up with Rabiot. Zubimendi apparently has to pay his release clause. I don't know if Sociedad will let him go. That's how it usually is in La Liga. If I'm not wrong, players have to pay their release clause. But what they do is the club pays it to the player and the player then pays it to La Liga. It's not even to Sociedad, by the way. It's to La Liga. They pay it to La Liga and then La Liga pay it to the club. So it's not coming out of his own pocket, that 50 million price tag. But big up, guys. We've got over 100 people in here for another consistent stream. Let's get to 100 likes, man. Let's try and get to 100 likes. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe. If you want to support the channel, if you enjoy the content here on a daily basis, on a regular basis, you can support the channel by joining the Minions Gang. The membership club is the pinned comment in the chat. You get your badges, you get your emojis, you get your custom member content, and of course you get to support the growth of the channel. You can support the channel in alternative ways. If you enjoy the content you get here and you just want to show some appreciation, you want to share the love, you can send in super chats with your comments, with your questions, with your thoughts, or just to appreciate the channel. And if you want to do something simple, something that is quick, just hit the like button. Or as we established the other day, you don't have to hit it, and you can just tap it, just caress it, whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. If we get both Fofana and Berger title charges, come on, guys. Let's not start that already, guys. Come on. Let's not start that already. Just some update, by the way, on Manchester United's news. Little update. You guys see this guy here? Where did this news come from, firstly? Where did this news come from, firstly? Mario Hermoso. Manchester United have turned down the opportunity to sign him on a free agency move. 29 years old, centre back, if I'm not wrong. He's a defender. I'm not sure if he can play left back, but I do know that he can play left back apparently. 6 foot tall, at Atletico for quite some time and spent a lot of time in La Liga. But Manchester United have reportedly moved away from the possible prospect of signing him. I think it might be, but I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but maybe it's something to do with wages, because reportedly Al Shabab, which is a team in Saudi Arabia, or as you guys, other people say, in Saudi Arabia, have reportedly offered him a similar contract to what he wants. So I can only imagine that is guap, money, GBP. that he's looking for. Manchester United have moved away from the possible opportunity of signing him. I don't know if Man United will go for any free agents this window. There's not really any free agents that pique my interest. I'm not going to lie. This free agency window, you know, the biggest name of it all was Kylian Mbappe. That's it. Other people right now, there's a lot of people without a club right now. Shout out to David De Gea, who's finally with a club at Fiorentina. Maybe he can go and chit-chat with Soufiane Amrabat and see what life was like at Manchester United after he left. But Mario Hermoso, I hope I said that name, is not joining Manchester United. I know that's the discourse that we've seen for the last couple of days. And I'm so sorry because I have to mention it because someone needs to put this to bed. Like, honestly, someone needs to... Fabrizio posted. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, he's saying what we already know. Fabrizio be giving us updates about stuff we know. Just what Fabrizio has posted less than a minute ago. Big up to Ridwan for letting me know. The Lit and Mizraoui have just completed their medicals at Carrington. Contracts are set to be signed by both clubs and players side with the agent in Manchester with them. All documents are good to go. And they will be ready for Fulham. They will be ready for the Premier League campaign kickoff on Friday. Exciting times, guys. If you're not excited now, get excited. But United's business, I think, is not done in the transfer window. And just on this, guys, I don't know, man. I need someone, please, at Barcelona. Please, Frankie de Jong. Someone, just come out and just put these rumours to bed because I am tired of it. I am tired of it. I know Man United need a midfielder. I know Man United need a midfielder. But why is the name Frankie de Jong always returning all the time? And I know that the most recent news, by the way, regarding Barcelona is that they've signed Dani Olmo. And again, of course, they can't register him. They cannot register him. Like clockwork, the news comes out that they can't register him. Man United want to sign Frankie de Jong. Literally, like, I could write this script. I could write this script probably even better. I will be very shocked if United ever sign Frankie de Jong. Like, honestly, guys, I would actually gift 50 memberships on my own channel if Manchester United signed Frankie de Jong. I don't see it happening. We need to let that ship go. We need to let it go away. It's gone. 2 years ago, we wanted it to happen. He didn't want to come. 12 months ago, United revisited this situation before signing Mason Mount. He didn't want to come. Why is the news still out there? Nearly 3 years into it. Nearly 3 years into it. This is crazy. Firestarter is moving mad. He said, I'd rather shit in the bed. I'd rather shit. That's actually crazy. That's actually disgusting as well. The fall of Barcelona financially is really sad, to be honest. Should never have happened. I don't agree. Not that it should never have happened, but I don't think it's sad. Shit happens. Like, Barcelona traumatized me when I was a teenager, guys. I watched 2 Champions Leagues where they slapped us up in the final. I'm good, mate. I'm absolutely good. And that's also, can I say, by the way, why I would never, about 8 of us. Sorry, I just had to reply to a text. That's why I'll never wear a Barca shirt, guys. I don't think I've ever owned, I think the only Barca shirt I had was an Eto'o one years ago. I will never buy a Barca shirt because they traumatized me as a kid. I really liked the one that they had with the OVO, you know, the OVO kit that they released a couple seasons ago. I loved it. I didn't get it because I was too traumatized about them. Turning your head at Frankie de Jong when you see the technical level of United's midfield is mad. I'm not turning my head at Frankie de Jong as a player. Let me clear this up. Big up to Dipesh because Dipesh is actually a Real Madrid fan. Frankie de Jong is a phenomenal player when he's fit. Right? But I cannot afford to be in another saga like we've been in the last number of years, chasing a player that evidently does not want to come. It is clear as day. I can see it. Even if I was blind, I'd be able to see it, that he does not want to join Manchester United. So why is that story still coming out in the media? I get it. People need clicks, you know, because we're sitting here talking about it right now. I would take Frankie de Jong at Man United. But I think the ship has sailed in terms of chasing him. If a player doesn't want to come, in my opinion, you don't force him. You should never ever force him to come. He's on like, I've actually got the picture here. Look at this, guys. He earns more than Kylian Mbappe. He earns more than Kylian Mbappe. Do you guys know who Kylian Mbappe's mum is? She's all about the peas. She's all about the money. And he earns more. Obviously, he earns a lot more because he deferred his wages for like 2 years or a year or two during COVID. So now his wages are a lot higher than what it should have been. But he's the highest paid player in La Liga. We're the same people that's saying, why are we breaking our wage structure for Bruno? People are saying, why is United giving Bruno a pay rise? Because we got flipping people like Rashford and Sancho and Mason Mount. Mason Mount earns the same amount as Bruno. That is disrespectful. He should never have been on that price tag. He should never been on that salary anyways. But look at this, 38 million a year. This is all, by the way, net. So this is actually after tax. In England, when we talk about salaries, we talk about gross pay. We talk about before tax. This is after tax. So imagine what he gets paid before tax. Look at this. 23 million, Alaba is next, and then Vinicius is 21 million. Like, it's crazy. There's multiple reasons I think Man United wouldn't sign Frankie de Jong in this day and age. I think if it was up to if it was the Glazers' time and it was the Woodward times and the Murto times, I think they would have brought him. I genuinely think that they would have brought him to make like a statement signing. But right now, I think Ineos aren't going to do that. After tax, yeah, guys, it's after tax. In other parts of Europe, like Spain and that, they negotiate salary. So like right now, if I'm a footballer and I come to Barcelona and I'm negotiating my salary, I'm negotiating with them my net salary. So when they come out and say, this person is on 250 a week at Barcelona, that is net. That's their net salary. So they're probably on like 400 or like 350 or something. But of course, tax and all of that kind of stuff. Whereas in England, when you're negotiating with salaries, you're negotiating your gross pay. And whatever the tax man takes, the tax man takes. Talk to HMRC about that. Paying him countries' GDPs, no facts. Let me see. I need to see what countries, how many countries, lowest GDP in the world. I need to see the countries with the lowest GDP and how many countries he actually earns more than. Well, he earns more than a lot of. Oh my God. Yeah, he earns more than a few. Damn. About 3 or 4 countries' GDPs, which is mad. But enough about money. Why are we pocket watching, guys? Let's not pocket watch. Instead, let's Scott McTominay watch. Reportedly coming from Sky Sports as well earlier this afternoon is that Scott McTominay is one to watch. Not how he plays on the pitch, but for the transfer window. Scott McTominay is one to watch during the transfer window ahead of the deadline. As it stands, Fulham are not expected to come in with a third bid. They've already made 2. It's been rejected by Manchester United. They are not expected to come in with a third bid. Man United want 30 million. I think their last bid was about 23 million, and that was including add-ons. So I think the base fee was too low. But there are other clubs that are looking at Scott McTominay, including Galatasaray, including Fenerbahce. And we've heard the links. We've heard the links over the last, month or so, about reportedly Jose wanting a reunion with him. I think 30 million is quite a lot for Turkish clubs. I don't think they pay that kind of money for a player. If they paid that for Scott McTominay, I would be shocked and I would tell Man United to run with it. But reportedly, Scott McTominay is a player to keep an eye on. A few other players that Manchester United are willing to listen to offers for. Are they going to get offers? I don't know. Hannibal Mejbri, our Tunisian king. Very unfortunate the way his time has been at Manchester United. His loan spell at Birmingham gave me a little bit of optimism. I thought he would be a decent squad player. I'm not going to lie. Then Mason Mount came in, and I feel like with Mason Mount's arrival, that pushed him a bit lower in the pecking order for midfield. And Man United are now willing to listen to offers for him now. One thing about this, I would say, is that Man United brought him for 10 million. By the way, 10 million. As an academy player, they brought him for 10 million. I'll be shocked if they get 10 million for him now. I believe Ineos might have the ability to negotiate, given the fact that he's got first team experience, a little bit at Man United, but of course quite a bit at Birmingham. He did go out on loan in the latter stages of last season, but he didn't really have a good loan spell. His last good loan spell was 2 years ago at Birmingham. So he's kind of depreciated in value. I'm not going to lie, last season, under Erik ten Hag, I thought there was a place for him in the team in terms of depth. But as the time went on, I realized it wasn't. And I think the biggest issue with him is, I think he's got a technical ceiling, but I think there's too much rawness. I think there's too much rawness in his ability. And what I mean by that is, I think after a certain age as a footballer, especially if you've come through like an academy system, he was at an academy system in Monaco, came through to Man United's academy system. I feel like rash decisions in a game and just, what's the word? Like, you need to have your IQ. Like, I think I'm not saying there's an IQ issue for him, but I'm just saying in game, he's a bit of a rash player. He might fly into a tackle or two when he's already on a card. He might make a rash pass. I just think that there's some room for development in that. And at this age, it should be kind of out of his system. Those kind of abilities should be out of his system because it is a bit of a hindrance to him. He doesn't play that much for Tunisia. He plays well as a 10 for Tunisia. He doesn't play that much for Tunisia. If you watch like the World Cup, the last World Cup, he didn't really play much. He did not really play much for Tunisia. But that's because Tunisia have a core midfield of Leidouni and two other players that are kind of like the core midfield players. But I think if United can sell him for like 10 million with a little sell-on clause, like a 20-30% sell-on clause, I think it's good business. So I think that's another one to watch out for. Another one to watch out for is our right back from the weekend. Can you believe that? He played right back on the weekend. Facundo Pellistri, reportedly Manchester United are looking at offers for him. Bologna are one team that's interested in him. And I think similarly to like Willy Kambuala, Mason Greenwood, I think anyone that Manchester United sells from the academy, I think they're going to put a sell-on clause. That's it. I don't think they're going to be keen on like big add-ons, like if they win a trophy, if they win like a league title or a European. I don't think that is going to be the thing. I think it's going to be a humble price tag with a good sell-on clause. Because if you're selling them to a team that might develop them in a team where they might get a lot of playing time, where they might go on to another team, I think a sell-on clause is the most important. If you can, I think with Mason Greenwood, they wanted a big sell-on clause because his ceiling is a lot higher. Facundo Pellistri, I see what you can get with him when he plays at Uruguay, and then when he plays for United, I'm just like, I don't know what he gives. So I don't want to be too harsh. But Manchester United could get him or get a price tag for him, I think, of around 10 million, which at the end of the day, that goes to the little, what's it called? They call it the transfer kitty. Is that what people call it? The transfer kitty to get players. And last but not least, and obviously one of the older players in this is Victor Lindelof. I think his time has come to leave Manchester United. I think he's been a great servant in the team. I think there was a time where he was Man United's best centre-back. Absolutely, there was a time where he was Manchester United's best centre-back when it was him and Maguire. He played some good long balls over the top. One that I remember Rashford scored from, I remember very vividly. But I think Man United need to cash in. They need to cash in on him. Now, I've seen reports suggesting that Man United could look to get 5 million for him. Do you know how crazy? 5 million. 5 million. And he feels that he can still play at a senior level of football. So I think he will leave as well. And for me, it's all about the money. It's all about the money for Manchester United. And a player that won't leave, a player that's not expected to leave Manchester United is Jadon Sancho. Are you guys, who's happy that Jadon Sancho will probably stay and who's not happy that he will stay? Let me know your thoughts, because of course we've been talking about it the last couple of weeks about the prospect of him maybe going to PSG, the prospect of him being a squad player for Man United. I personally, at the moment, I don't think he's warranted enough to be a starter yet. But if he can play enough games and have enough impact, then I think there's no reason why he doesn't deserve to start one game. But I think right now, Amad Diallo for me starts ahead of him on the right, and I think Marcus Rashford starts ahead of him on the left. Now, just to update you lot very briefly, Desire Doué has chosen to join PSG. PSG have won the race to sign Desire Doué, and reportedly, if they did not land on Desire Doué, they were going to turn their attention to Jadon Sancho. I'm talking about PSG. because they've now won the race for Desire Doué, it is probably likely that Jadon Sancho will remain at Manchester United. Of course, anything can change between now and the next 2.5 weeks of the transfer window. Anything can change. He might go on to be an important player for Manchester United, or he could go on to just not play at all. I think Manchester United could look to maybe offload him next summer. But for me, I think if Jadon Sancho stays, bro, I just want a good season. That's it. It's now your 4th season since you've joined Manchester United. And every season, something has happened that kind of has not led to him having that. Yeah, because when Man United brought him from Dortmund, we thought we were getting that player. It was a category player. The abilities he had, the attributes, the goals, the assists, etc. Man United haven't really been able to get that end of Jadon Sancho yet. They haven't. In his first year, the manager was sacked. And on top of that, in the first year, Manchester United brought in Cristiano Ronaldo, which I think changed the trajectory of their plan. Cavani's plan at Manchester United changed, and I think Sancho's plan at Manchester United changed. But anyways, Oli got sacked. Ralph Rangnick came in. It was a very okay-ish season, but I think it was a very unstable season. The year after that, he starts the season pretty well, gets a goal against Liverpool in Erik ten Hag's debut season, if you don't remember, at Old Trafford. And then it just goes downhill a little bit for him in terms of outside of football. And Man United and the manager and the coaching staff, they do what any decent person would do. They support him, and rightfully so. I'll never fault them for that. I actually applaud them for that. He went away, came back, and was just okay, And then the season after that, it was just a whirlwind. He played a few games at the beginning of the season, didn't play at Arsenal, which was in September, and then we never saw him again. We never saw him again until pre-season now. So that's 3 seasons since he's joined Manchester United, and that's been the timeline. So now this is the 4th season. If United decide to keep him and they decide, that he will stay at least for the next 12 months, I think Man United need to find a role for him in the team, given the fact that United have a lot of options to pick from in the front line. They've got Xerxes, they've got Højlund. Ethan Wheatley now is in that pecking order. Obi Martins, if he comes through from the academy into the first team, will be somewhere at the bottom of that pecking order. That's the forwards. You got Rashford, Garnacho, you've got Ahmad, you've got Anthony, you've got Garnacho on the right, you've got Jadon Sancho. I think, I'll be real, I think there's certain players that kind of have their role locked down, but also I always say there's nothing wrong with having quality on the bench. There is nothing wrong with that, because that way, when United do make changes in a game, there will never be a drop-off in quality. There will never be a drop-off in quality. I'm not going to lie, Sancho looked a bit unconfident on Saturday, but that's just, I think, because it was a Community Shield game. He came on to take a penalty. Number 1. Number 2, he missed the penalty. It's fine. Shit happens, innit? Hold your head up. Keep it moving. Come back, get next game. And, provide some quality to Manchester United when you're called upon. That's all I can ask from players. This is not just applicable to Sancho, by the way. This is applicable to anyone. I had this kind of rule as well for Harry Maguire. I don't care if Harry Maguire stayed or left, but I wanted him to be good when he was called upon. And I'd like the same thing from Sancho. And if Sancho plays with quality every time he comes on, then let him have a chance of starting. Sancho ain't going to get playing time like that, and I think his growth at United has been stunted. He needs to go elsewhere for first team. I've seen people even attributing him to becoming like Dele Alli. I hope it doesn't turn out like that, because there's a lot of footballers even when people speak about Ravel Morrison, players of such talent that their football career just went left. And I really hope Sancho is not like that. For me, it would have been ideal for United to sell Sancho for him and for Man United. And that was also if they didn't solve the problems between him and Erik ten Hag. But now that it seems that those problems have been solved, I think it's important for him to just be a good player. I think it's important for him to be a good player. Saeed is on United View today. I have no idea. Let me check. Apparently he is. Have I been kicked off United View? Who are these people? The Red Carpet. Do they have a new show? on United View, and what, I'm not good enough to be on the red carpet. Damn. Not Saeed, not Ridwan breaking news here on the channel to say that I've been demoted. Damn. Yeah, it's a new show. Yeah, no, I wasn't aware of this new show. This is literally news to me, because that's normally the time that they do full view. I actually need to tell Saeed I can't come on the Straight Jacket podcast because I've got family coming over today. But that's everything on Jadon Sancho. Have we missed anything? Reportedly, Matheus de Ligt and Mizraoui will not be announced today. So that kind of took the fun out of everything. That has kind of taken the fun out of anything. As long as they complete their medical, they haven't failed anything, then I'll be happy with it. I'll be happy with waiting until they get announced. But they won't be announced today, and we kind of just have to be patient. Maybe tomorrow. As long as I think they've done their medical, they signed their contract, and they're registered with the Premier League before Thursday midday, I think then they are available for Fulham. And I can anticipate that between Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they will probably have 2 training sessions. Maybe they'll have a training session Tuesday, Wednesday, and a light session on Thursday, tactical session maybe. So if they're available for 1 or 2 sessions, that's optimism in terms of going into Fulham on Friday. Now, of course, the Premier League, like I said, starts on Friday. I will do a stream on Thursday where we're going to do our expectations for United in the season. I will drop a video during the week just for my overall predictions for the Premier League campaign, just all the teams in general. I will drop a video for that. And then the plan for this season in terms of Manchester United stuff is that I will do short form content after a game, and I'll also do a live stream. We'll bring back the call-in shows as well for members, etc., etc. And we're just going to increase the content a little bit. You guys already know with the women's, we do watch-alongs here. So I will continue doing watch-alongs for the women's teams, for the women's game, if I'm not at the game. And I'll see if I can do any content when I go to games. I don't know. I can't be bothered to carry my microphone and all my equipment. I really can't be bothered to do that. I like to go to games without a bag. So I need to figure all of that stuff out. But we're going to bring some exciting content, some interactive content, and maybe a debate show here and there. I don't want to saturate it with debate shows. I'm not going to lie. I do personally enjoy doing these kind of streams more, but I'll try to get people on. I actually need to get Marcel on because I've not had Marcel on since the season has ended. I think I had him on very briefly when the season ended, and that was it. And literally, that was it. Shane says, we just need a new DM. Mount and Cass aren't cutting it. We need 2 midfielders. I actually think Man United need 2 midfielders. If it was up to me, I'd get United to buy two midfielders. Shit. I thought you lot would forget. What about your crossbar challenges when you get in your boots on? I'm going to do it. I've decided. But I'm going to release it for members only. I'm not trying to go viral, guys. Like, imagine I do something embarrassing and I go viral. That is my worst fear is going viral for the wrong reasons. I can't do that. Marcel has beef with some players, I swear. Marcel has beef with everyone. Sometimes he's beefing journalists. Sometimes he's beefing Ineos. Sometimes he's beefing players. Marcel is a good character. He's a great guy, honestly. Also, guys, in the coming months, I'll be visiting Asia. If you are from Malaysia, please tell me things that I can do in Malaysia. Give me some recommendations, restaurants, family-friendly stuff, sightseeing stuff to do. Is there football teams in Malaysia that I can go watch a football game? Because I would love to know. I'm also going to other places as well, neighboring Malaysia, other countries. And don't worry, guys, when I go, I'm taking all my equipment with me. So I will be streaming from there as well. Minna's going to cook on Beta Squad football challenges. Don't do that. Nah, I wouldn't. I hate doing that kind of stuff. Like, I have so much content, guys, of like football stuff. I got friends who are like girls who are footballers. Some of them are like semi-pro, etc. But my goal is, if I do these football challenges, I want to do them with professional footballers. Like, get a professional footballer on the channel and all of that stuff. But it's very hard to get scheduling with players, people who I know personally who play for like Man United and other teams. Their schedules are very hectic. So it's so hard to do it. And of course, if you're not like working with a brand, so if you're like a sponsor of theirs, etc., it's very rare because the free time footballers get They don't want to spend it filming content. They don't want to do that. They want to spend it with family. They want to play COD, all of that stuff. A Man United women's player promised me that we would play COD together on stream. So I actually need to DM her and ask her, when are we going to do that? Because if I do it, I'll probably do it here on the channel. And she's good at COD as well. She's good at COD. But listen, guys, big up to everyone. Did we get to 100 likes? Yes, we did. We even surpassed it. Big up to everyone. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. I'm a disgrace, guys. My family are coming over in less than 20 minutes. My family are coming over in less than 20 minutes. I haven't done anything. I haven't cooked for them. I haven't planned anything. We're meant to have a painting session. There's so much stuff I haven't done, and I know one or two of them might be watching my stream right now. They're probably thinking, why the hell is this girl on stream when we are on our way to her house? I have not cooked for them, guys. I haven't cooked for them. Everyone's coming from work and whatnot, hungry as hell. I'm just going to give them toast. I'm just going to put 10 pieces of toast in the toaster, and I'm going to butter it with butter and jam. And at least I put water in the fridge. So at least they get cold water. But guys, big up to everyone. Listen, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. I will be back, inshallah, tomorrow, God willing, with another daily dose of Mina. Don't forget this week, guys, we've got streams every single day. We are doing predictions on Thursday. I will drop a Premier League overall prediction as well at some point, and we'll do a wrap-up transfer news, both men and women's, because Man United women are making some moves as well. Hit the like button on your way out, guys. If you want to support the channel, you can by joining the members gang. It's the pinned comment in the chat. You get your badges, you get your emojis, you get your custom member content, and of course you get to support the growth of the channel. If you want to support the channel in other ways, you can as well. If you want to get this t-shirt that I'm wearing right now, you can from a page on Instagram called FC Palestina. I think all money goes to charity from those shirts. So if you don't like it, go and get it. Go and cop it. Big up to everyone. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I'm out to go and quickly cook some food before my family get here, guys. Peace.